Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Daria Reactions. I am Fred. If you're new to the channel, glad that you found us. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. For those who don't know, here's how we're doing it. We are doing a full watch along of sorts of every episode of MTV's Daria. Many of these episodes I have seen before because I was in high school when the series was first airing on MTV. In a lot of cases, it was over 24 years ago since I've seen many of these episodes, since we are now in season 4. How we do this is I do have the display capture up. I turn the blur on and off, but you don't hear any of the audio because I do tend to do a stream of consciousness style of reaction. Okay, so you get my full uncut reactions here. So, as opposed to other channels that do complete hatchet jobs of everything. And believe me, I've tried that once, didn't like it, so we do it like this. So we are using the complete series box set. Yes, this is not the original case because the original case was garbage, so we got a bigger case for it. And so again, we are in season 4, and we'll be covering the episode. What episode are we covering today? Last week was Antisocial Climbers. Today it's A Tree Grows in Lawndale. That we are covering here. So we are in episode 3 of season 4. So again, if you have your own copies of the episode, you can actually sync it up with my videos here. So for that proper experience, especially when I get distracted by something visual that makes me go, what the actual hell am I looking at in terms of some of the coloring or animation errors that certainly plagued the latter end of season 3, that's for damn sure. So with that said, let's get into it. A Tree Grows in Lawndale. I do love it when they have the title card like that, when it pulls off to the one side. Lawndale Mall. Is this the episode where Daria convinces Kevin to get a motorcycle? Is he a rebel? Wow, they actually lightened up Kevin's hair a lot more for this episode too, so you can actually see the outlines. Same thing with Jane's hair. In case in point, you see Kevin's hair is a lot more lightened. Probably was in the first couple episodes of the season, but it just stands out a bit more because of the leather jacket. Too much, of the color black on Kevin. It's like they needed to separate his hair a bit. Boy, that's kind of an out of place thing for Jake to complain about slightly. Helen speaking to Rita, that is also kind of weird considering their relationship, or at least willingly speaking to Rita. He doesn't get along with her sisters, for those who don't know at this point in the series. Yes, you're on a fault line, Jake. It's a very fast lawnmower. Yes, it is. No, that's something. Where's Kevin's helmet? He wears a helmet for football, but why doesn't he wear one for on a moped or a motorcycle? Yes, he is repellent. Hey, it's up, Chuck. He has lines this episode. Yeah, and Kevin falls into peer pressure here, and yeah, it's going to end badly for Kevin. It's like I remember, it's like seeing Leather Jacket. I remember some of this episode. He ends up in the broken leg, and like it's basically ostracized. Oh wow, he crashes into the Tom and Sherman tree. There's a reference from season one. Well, well, in this shot, Kevin's hair is actually darker a bit. Say what you want about Kevin, and one certainly can. He he does actually take the position of being the an athlete seriously. It's the only thing he takes seriously, but still. Well, wait, in one shot. Oh yeah, okay. Brittany's mascara is running a bit there. I'm rather surprised that Daria was actually considering writing lyrics for a Mystic Spiral. Oh, good. No, of course, Mr. O'Neill would misinterpret what Daria is doing. Yeah, Brittany is. Well, holy crap! Her mascara got out of control. So I kind of wonder if it was an animation error there, or somebody decided, yeah, we need her to be more expressive with how upset she is. You know what's kind of funny is that Kevin's hair shade is actually changing a lot in this episode, depending on the scene, and like again, I missed this. I missed the slow mo commercial bumpers. That's that's kind of weird having them up on the roof, but also with the animation that they use on when they're sitting in the on the grass. Oh wow, they're gonna think it's haunted. They're gonna think it's haunted. Yep. Without Kevin, the Lawndale Lions suck. You know, it does make sense that Upcheck is the guy is does the play by play for the team. You mean to tell me Mac is not a good quarterback? Then what position does Mac play? How the hell is Principal Lee's obsession with making Lawndale High exceptional is knows no limits apparently. Uh-oh. Because they're at a losing high school, the fashion club is not getting any respect from the folks at the stores. Yes, there is. You go to a losing high school. Somebody spent $567.72 in on clothes. Probably was two shirts and a skirt. Uh, they're smoking in the girls' room. Mister, is it the girl exorcism room? That's no, that's kind of a room that needs to be in every high school. Uh, Well, that's one way for Quinn to actually get the hell in there. Jake, Jake, take it easy. Uh, Jake is just going through it here. Jake is just going through it here. I mean, I don't like it when Jake gets like all stressed out. Because then again, I know there is a straight continuity here, and they've acknowledged the fact that he has had a heart attack. Boy, they're just ripping on Lawndale High this entire episode without Kevin as the QB. Oh yeah, okay. Okay, Kevin gets to be a little motivational speaker. That's gonna be kind of sweet. You know, when you think about it, that's actually a great use for Kevin to an extent here with his depression. But again, we're going into the third act. Wait, Jane can do that? She can do the full Exorcist head spin? No, there's one thing I like I said, you know, like, but noticing with season 4 so far, they are trying to use a lot of the various cast members a lot more. So I kind of wonder how much was that plan heading into like the Is It Fall Yet film that takes place between season 4 and 5, and like giving a lot of characters more screen time. You're not fat. As a fat man, I take offense to a skinny person saying that they're fat. You know, if Kevin hit his head on a rock, I don't think it would affect him that much. In collusion? Well, you gotta feel good for Kevin there, but I don't think Mr. DiMartino is impressed by any of this. But at the same time, this episode is actually a bit more topical. Now that I think about it, because came out in the this came out in 2000, and it was a lot of time when a lot of like the major sports leagues were actually was putting a lot more restrictions on the players on what they can do in the off season. I think a great example was it Aaron Boone, who's like blew out his knee playing basketball that led to the trade. This was years after this episode. That led to the Alex Rodriguez ending up on the Yankees. So it's like, well, Quinn is going through it here and not being able to cope with the lack of popularity. No, but Tommy Sherman was a dog because he went out like a bitch. Yes, he's a philanderist. Wait, what? Yes, yeah. Mac is was like had to rethink about that. Yes, we look up to. Yeah, no, we look at you. You know it. You know what's kind of weird? Again, I'm just looking at Kevin's hair. It's like sometimes you can see the individual lines for like the how his hair flows, and in some shots you can't. So his hair is not totally black, but it's more like a. Is it more of a dark brown? It is a dark. It's a very dark brown. There goes the crutches. Is he cured? I don't think so. It's a crutch. Wow, Lawndale's up 21-7. So it kind of makes you wonder: is Kevin in terms of a football player? Is he kind of like is he like a running QB? Is like where he will do gain a lot of rushing yards? Oh, they're gonna drop him and break his leg again. Wait, wait, is Jake trying to sell the house? Oh, wow. Yeah, and I was right. They dropped him. Nope. No, no, it would not have been Kevin's fault there. It would have been his teammates' fault for dropping him. And look, a tree does grow in Lawndale. All right. Okay. For a Kevin focused episode with having to incorporate Daria, Jane, and the rest, it's actually it is a good episode there, and a little bit ahead of its time. As I was saying, there is the part of it that is actually quite relevant. If you are a sports fan to any degree, you know that your favorite sports team will often put restrictions on what the players can and cannot do uh, to quote unquote protect their investment. Again, I'm using Aaron Boone, who is of course the manager of the New York Yankees these days, but he famously again blew out his knee playing a game of pickup basketball in the off season, and like how well was it 2002 to 2003? I'm trying to remember when the Alex Rodriguez trade from Texas to New York happened exactly, but that is like the very big example there. The animation errors, it was like, or at least for me, in terms of actually looking at it, watching it closely. Kevin's hair color kind of fading a little bit. In some shots, it was kind of like a real light gray, and one of the ending shots, it was a real dark brown. So kind of all over the place there. There was some great use of actually of making use of a wide variety of characters. You had the Fashion Club. You had Daria, Jane, Kevin, Mac, Jody, Brittany, Mr. O'Neill, Principal Lee, the three J's, the guest star quarterback, Quinn, Jake, Helen. You nearly Upchuck. So that's like wow, 15. You have 15 plus characters getting not just being seen in the background stuff, but actually having lines and stuff. And again, I said the Fashion Club, and that was like that's and of course that I refer to that as primarily being Sandy, Tiffany, and Stacy because you don't really see those three away from each other that often. Um, like on their own. Oh, not to mention the was it Teresa, the cashier girl at the clothing store, also getting voice lines and dialogue in this episode. So again, when you think about, and that seems to be the theme so far for season 4 is that making using a wider variety of characters a bit to try to kind of stretch things out, get as if getting folks more familiar with that Lawndale feels more lived in. It's like we know, we often seen Helen at her job, we've seen Jake at his job, and like little side scenes, and that there are a lot of interactions and stuff. Like there's not that many scenes of sorts where you see certain characters interacting as heavily, uh, like outside of their usual places. Probably one of the cooler shots was Mr. DiMartino barging into the girls' room when he obviously sees the smoke from their seance or exorcism that they were trying to do. And you get like this downward perspective, like Brittany and the other cheerleaders are sitting on the bathroom floor. So the shot of him barging into the girls' room on that is actually an upward shot, makes him or somewhat upward. So it actually makes him look quite intimidating in that regard. Well, he is. But it's nice that you're actually using Mr. DiMartino a little bit more as well. Even the one-off stuff, of course, he did stand out quite in Antisocial Climbers, which we talked about last week. Um, Overall, strong episode, and again, it's topical beyond just it's when you put into context things that ended up happening in the real world. So with that said, we will actually wrap this up here. We of course will do another episode next week as we march our way through season 4. So till next time, tighten your friendship bracelet, stay safe, have a good one, like, comment, subscribe if you're so inclined, and we'll see you next time. Bye.